How do you know that what you know is true? I mean, we carry around with us a set of beliefs about what's right and what's wrong in the world. But how do you know that what's going on in your head is actually true? And is what's going on in your head helpful? I remember the first time I stumbled across this thing called NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. And it was mentioned to me in my JP Morgan days by a lady called Jo, who I used to work with. And I was very skeptical. And I was like, no, I'm not interested. I don't care. Let's just get on with doing skills training. And then eventually another one of my close friends still, a lady called Kerry. Hi, Kerry. If you're watching this, you'll know who you are. You dragged me along to this session on I believe it was a rainy Saturday morning when I stumbled across this stuff called NLP. And we were talking on that first session about these thing called fears. Fears and phobias. And fears aren't real. They're just thoughts in our mind, but they feel real. And it can either stop us or it can push us forward. And I remember the instructor at the time, a guy called Brian, saying to me, because we were talking about fears, he said, Darren, what are you scared of? And I said, actually, I'm scared of spiders. Don't like spiders. And he said, Darren, if I could cure you of your fear of spiders, would you let me? And I said to him, you can't. And he looked at me and he said, you're absolutely right. And in my head, I went, 1-0, I'm the winner. What do you know, Mr. Instructor, on this rainy Saturday morning? But what was really interesting, it was a little while later that I realized, it just hit me like that. And I realized that what he meant was, unless I believed I could be cured of my fear of spiders, I would hold on to the belief that spiders are scary and I would act accordingly. So when you think about your beliefs, what you believe to be true, is it actually true? And really, we want to invest a lot of time in thinking about our beliefs, because our beliefs have an impact on how we feel, and it then has an impact in what shows up in our behavior, and our behavior gets us results. So if we believe we can't do something, we're going to find the evidence to support that belief. But if we believe we can do something, it can change everything. And we'll never know who can subtly shift our beliefs, either ourselves when we challenge them, or even other people, the words we can use with other people. And I was on a leadership program with JP Morgan, a 9-day leadership program. And one of the things we covered was this thing called coaching. And coaching was new to me. I'd never really come across it before. And we did this coaching practice, and I was partnered up with somebody. And then I had a go at coaching, and then somebody had a go at coaching me. But before the person had a go at coaching me, she mentioned, I'm not quite sure what to do. And the instructor, a guy I used to work with in JP Morgan called Ollie, he said to me, or he said to this, my partner, he said, do what Darren did, because Darren's really good at coaching. And in my head, I went, am I? I never knew. I never knew that I was good, whatever that meant, at coaching. I guess back then it was a raw talent. But then I decided, you know what, if I am good at coaching, I'm going to go off and I'm going to learn it. I'm not going to just be good at it. I want to be great at it. I want to master it. So I went away and did professional coaching courses, and it changed my whole life. In fact, that was the time I realized my whole life was going to change into doing the type of work that I do now. So I want you to think about the beliefs that you have, not positive or negative, but are the beliefs that you have about yourself, about the world, about other people, are they helpful or not helpful? Now, if they're helpful, don't worry about it. Keep doing it, and that's okay. But if they're not helpful, if you're not getting the results you want, challenge your beliefs. How do you know that this story you're telling yourself is absolutely true? Because it could just be a story. Listen to the words you're using to describe the world. Challenge them if those words are not accurate, and test your beliefs. Constantly test them. Every single person who's been successful at some point has had a self-doubt. They're not quite sure, but the only way to know for sure is to challenge what you believe to be true.